Hey everyone, I'm Sal Sincata, and in this month's product review, we're going to check out the Fujifilm GFX 50S. One of the things I love most about the GFX is it has a sensor that's 1.7 times that of a 35mm camera. So trust me when I tell you that the color and detail you're going to get from the GFX is absolutely going to blow you away. It has a 51.4 megapixel Fujifilm G format sensor. The camera is lighter in weight and more compact than digital SLR cameras. It has a detachable electronic viewfinder, ergonomic grip. For flash photography in the studio or outdoors, the GFX 50S supports a native ISO of 100. For this shoot, we used the GF 110 2.0 lens. And at a shallow depth of field, the image quality is still crystal clear, an absolute winner. All right, so this is Fujifilm's medium format entry. And for those of you who know me, I love medium format cameras. I already have one, but I've never played with this 50S. So I was very excited to get it, unbox it, and start messing around with it. I will tell you that the menuing system is very familiar to what you come to expect from Fuji. So I do have other Fuji cameras. So getting used to this menuing system was not difficult at all for me, but I will tell you, if you're a Canon shooter or a Nikon shooter, menu systems are always a little bit complicated. This one's just gonna be a little bit different to find some of the sub-menu features, right? So don't freak out, it's always something new, we always panic. But it is very intuitive, very easy to use, which is very important. Now, this bad boy has 51.4 megapixels. If you want medium format, all right, a bigger sensor, okay? So I know that there's cameras out there, Canon and Nikon, megapixels, megapixels, megapixels. Who gives a shit at a certain point, right? There's just too many out there. There's too many megapixels. And so it really comes down to sensor size. And so the sensor size on this is significantly larger than the 35mm. And when we're talking about medium format, the size of the pixel matters. And so we have to start understanding that if you truly want to move into the medium format world. And that's where this stuff really starts separating itself from the pack. So I was very impressed with the camera. Easy to use, ergonomic in your hands. I got big hands. And so I hate having these little baby cameras in my hands. They're very difficult to just work with and be comfortable with in the field. The camera feels extremely comfortable in my hands. Very easy to use, and the performance was there. I had no issues during the shoot with performance at all. It was recycling fast enough, the frame rate was fast enough. I'm not shooting sports photography with this stuff, right? You know, something worth noting, the camera supports full HD, but let's be honest, if I'm buying a medium format camera, I'm not filming video. I don't know about you, but that's not what I'm buying the camera for. So it wasn't even a feature that I tested, just not interested in it. At this point, my iPhone has 4K video. I don't need video. So it's got a detachable electronic viewfinder. I found this interesting. So when I got the camera right out of the box, the viewfinder was not attached, right? So you're using the back of the camera for the viewfinder. This one had a detachable one that you can have. You can also look down, old style, right? Just a stack, chimney stack kind of style. If you want to use that, I don't shoot that way, but the camera supports all these features. So I can tell you that based on the results of what I saw, ease of use, we tested it obviously in studio, the results are there. And when you zoom in and start looking at the caliber of that image, right? That's when you can really tell when you're photographing this kind of mid-level shot, and I can zoom into the eyeball and see perfectly the reflection of the light source. I can see the detail in the eyeball. Things don't start falling apart. You might be thinking to yourself, why is something like this important? Well, if you're doing retouching on an image, the more pixels, the better. Yeah, I'm not gonna upload a 50 megapixel, 100 megapixel image on my website, but the detail is gonna be crisper. That HDR look and feel is gonna be there right out of camera. So I can tell you that before I had the camera, didn't know what to expect. I'm looking at a spec sheet just like you, but I cannot stand reviews that just read the spec sheet. Fuji camera, lighter in weight and far more compact in form factor. Just not something I'm interested in. How did the camera perform in the field? What are the results? So if you're a real photographer, those are the things you care about. We are a real photographer, real studio, and so I can tell you, using this on an actual photo shoot, you're seeing the results, blown away. Check out this camera, you will not regret it.